I'm worried because of the tactics board is out.
Why are you worried, John?
Well, last time I came away fairly depressed from the tactics board, I won't lie.
Okay, so today we're going to just kind of have a quick look at...
Today, kids.
Today, kids.
I feel like, is this Blue Peter? Oh my God.
Right, so a lot's been made about the system. We're in white. We talked about the back three. Jeez, the ball's gone. Joe, take over for a minute. The
no, it's there. It's your left.
I got it. Yeah. The back three, stroke back five. So if we focus on...
What are you trying to get at
Denmark.
here? Because this is our Denmark,
A little
Wales.
bit of evolution.
Okay.
Going from Saturday into Tuesday.
Yeah. From
back three, stroke back five. At times against Denmark, I think we'd all agree. Sisto, Dolberg and Braithwaite in these type of areas. This was a big issue. So if Dolberg came onto our left-sided centre-half, which was Kevin Long, he obviously has to pick him up. But there is an issue of shuffling across. So Kevin Long, left-sided centre-half. When Dalsgaard, the right-back, was pushing up into advanced areas, this is where the issue happens. So if, for instance, Dalsgaard, I should say, the right back for Brentford and for Denmark is on the ball. What should happen, but wasn't happening, and we've seen this with James McClean, arms in the air, looking back, Kevin Long staying a little bit more secure, defensive, defending the 18-yard box. McClean should have been out to engage Dalsgaard, and then what happens is Kevin Long shuffles across, and your centre of the three centre-halves, Duffy comes across, Keogh comes across, and then Matt Doherty really comes nice and narrow. Yeah. And if anything, he leaves him out of this area here, but he's always obviously aware of Sisto coming in at the right times. Yeah. Now, this is what happened against Wales. That did happen. So Connor Roberts, right back for Wales, bombing on. James McClean engaged him. And time again, even if it was a little bit further up the pitch, I think we've seen this quite a lot. Kevin Long coming into areas where maybe he's not so comfortable, but I think he did it better. So I know Brady was saying before about work being done on the training ground, very much doubts it. Whether that was player-led, work and video analysis,
they sorted it out
definitely
themselves.
Improved.
So in short, on Saturday, Kevin Long wanted to be nice and cosy and have as much protection as possible, so was pulling James McClean onto him. And you saw the other night, Long stepped out a bit more, pushed McClean on, and we were better for it.
Better for it, and I think when you think about the Cyrus Christie chance that he should have scored, what happened was James McClean was up in this area of the pitch, higher up in the opposition half. So we had bodies forward. We had Cyrus Christie obviously going and engaging young Matt Smith. We had Hendrick on the front foot. And what you don't see on TV, but I said to you last night, you were at the game, what you would have seen was the back three, stroke back five, was on the halfway line, was in and around the halfway line. So there's not 60 yards between them. The gap was probably 40 yards from front man to the back man.
It's a good point worth making, because certainly after Saturday, one of the real cliches from a lot of people was, well, McClean can't play left wing back. Can't. He's too deep, and you're robbing too much from further up the field. But actually, what the other night shows, if the back three, the back five are in order, and the two wing backs are pushed on a bit more, it's maybe not the worst position at all for McClean to play in at times. Sometimes his pace is better coming from deep, arguably, knock a by a lad.
Rather than getting him with his back to play and having to play that little
space to run into.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with that, but it needs working on, without a shadow of a doubt. The other area where I would have a little bit of concern, I just like balance. So Kevin Long coming into these areas, whether it's in possession, so he steps out, James McClean has gone a little bit higher, it's just not easy for him. So it's something he's going to have to adapt, something he's going to have to tweak. I think I heard Kenny talking to you about playing the left side of a centre-half. You see, it's normally, traditionally, the more senior of the players just kind of take that role on. Right. Because the other players haven't had as much games. I wouldn't like to see Duffy there, because he's not great on his left foot. Derek Williams could be an option, but...
Is it just because players are predominantly right-footed?
Yeah, well, what would happen would be, if a team set up against this, so if Ireland are playing that back three now, if I'm facing that, I'm letting nothing come down Ireland's right-hand side. So I'm forcing it as the opposition. I'm forcing it into an area. If we pull these up into these areas, right, I am not letting that ball go down the right-hand side, because what happens is you've got Richard Keogh stepping out on his favourite right foot, being able to pick passes.
Okay.
Whereas Kevin Long, that type of pass, so the angle of approach from the striker or an advanced midfielder as he comes on to him, or the winger, he's going to keep him down that side of the pitch. So it's going to be quite limited in terms of the service. But on the flip side of that, we need to do more to give him an easier pass or an out ball as an absolute minimum. So if he's coming into this area, the centre forward, it's going to be realistic in terms of the distance between the units, the centre forward can't be over here.
Yeah, sure.
He's got to be over here, and it's got to be a clip ball over the midfield as a minimum. That's something he's going to have to get better. I'll be very surprised if he's not going to be working on that between now and next month's international. Stepping out, little clip balls with his left foot. I'd expect to see a little bit of improvement from him.
Okay, so big takeaway is from Saturday to Tuesday, Doherty and especially McClean, I think it was worse.
Played like wing backs.
They played like wing backs. That was much
Not
better.
full backs,
yeah.
with 3 centre halves.
So suggests a bit of work was done.
Yeah,
whether it was the players talking over breakfast or whether it was O'Neill, either way it was done.
Yeah, I agree. The other aspect I want to speak about is in possession. I'm just going to touch on Wales here, okay? So Tuesday night, and I've already spoke about Ushan Roberts and the way the Welsh kind of FA set up. Let me get the Ireland team back into position. So let me go. We'll go. I don't want to get in there. I couldn't see that last week when I watched it back. So let's our 3 centre halves. There's Harry Arter. We'll get James McClean back a little bit. Matt Doherty, Callum Robinson just floating. We'll put him there, right? So the back 4, you had Smith, you had Joe Allen.
Yeah.
There's your 3 there that were played behind Tyler Roberts as the lone striker. So the ball's in possession. The full-backs are the full width of the pitch, so it stretches it. At times, centre halves very comfortable dropping out into deeper areas.
Yeah.
But in the main, in the second half in particular, I thought they tweaked it. Matt Smith in the first half was coming into these areas, trying to get on the ball. He gave the ball away a little bit cheap. Cyrus Christie could have cost his team.
Yeah.
You have to expect that from young players.
Matt Smith's an 18, 19-year-old.
18, yeah. Plays at Vitesse, or no, 20s actually. So he played a little bit like that. So at times in the second half, it looked like a 4 behind him. And the onus was on Joe Allen to receive possession in these areas. Now, when that was happening, he's got the options of fullbacks, because again, if they move it quick enough, our wing back can't quite get there.
Yeah.
So again, that in between position. So if we say what I was saying, Matt Doherty push on, Keoghan, what happens and what should happen should be bang across centre half. And James McClean should give a little bit of cover. When you're playing against the back 3, where's our weakness now, Joe? Where do we look a little bit vulnerable?
Down the flanks.
Yeah. Switch of play, which Joe Allen's very capable of. We've seen that quite a lot in terms of switching of play. But the onus is on, there's your safe ball. And with players playing full of confidence and well drilled, whether it was Smith in these areas in the first half, but more so Joe Allen in the second half, driving in, and these areas are here. You have a 3/4 behind Tyler Roberts, and the movement is good. Maybe running off to create space, drags a centre half, or maybe drags a Harry Arter. There's room then for wingers to roll inside.
Yeah. So why, if they push Smith on, and you can see how that makes life tricky further up there, they're just left with Joe Allen floating around here.
Yeah.
Surely someone can stop Joe Allen then.
Well, I would have liked Callum Robinson to have done that role early in the second half in particular. So if the ball starts with James Chester, can you force him one way? Okay, you can't. You force him this way. Then your angle of approach we spoke about last week, you can't go back to him to give him cheap possession to go out the other side. When that's happening as it's travelling, Ashley Williams on his left foot, can Callum Robinson then lock on?
Yeah.
Then as that's travelling, can you get organised quickly behind it? And we speak constantly about this wing-back, centre-half relationship. Can you get out to try and stop that? It didn't happen as much as it should. And it was a little bit too cheap. But the point I'm getting at, Joe, is that we know going into each game that what way are we going to play? Yeah. Not quite sure. We know exactly what way Wales are going to play right from the off, from him coming in possession. This is what we're going to do. We'll make mistakes because they're young players. We're prepared to sacrifice that. And even Matt Smith the other night, he gets away with one, but then he still has the bravery to get on the ball and try and dictate.
Yeah, he was good.
Very, very good.
You know this midfield 3 here?
Yeah.
Hendrick and Arter and Christie. So even Gary's in agreement that Harry Arter makes that slide tackle because he just shouldn't be a defensive base.
Yeah.
What is this perfect midfield 3 for Ireland? Because ultimately,
with all the personnel available?
Yeah, because ultimately I was watching last night and a lot of passes, I think that back 3, the back 5, but the back 3 kept putting balls into these 3.
Yeah.
And these 3 kept giving it straight back to them. So who are the 3 in there? We don't have Wes.
Yeah.
God bless him. I'd take him back in the morning, by the way, if he wants to come back.
Still available.
Honestly,
SOS.
he should be talked into coming back. We don't have Wes to get turned. None of those 3 for me are reliable enough to get turned, honestly. So
what I think at the moment, right, this is the way it looked the other night, okay? Yeah. So Richard Keoghan on the ball.
Yeah.
There's the options there, right? It looked a little bit like a diamond at times, didn't it?
Yeah, Robinson at the tip.
At the tip, Cyrus Christie to the right, Jeff to the left. Jeff was quite bright at top, but again, he was kind of secure in his possession rather than breaking lines.
Yeah.
I think with Harry Arter, Gary alluded to it, in complete agreement. He I do not want in this area of the pitch.
Okay, even on the ball, not just defensively.
On the ball, okay. I
Okay.
just think he's better in this area here. If we can get him on the ball here, driving with it, and Gary's seen him play for Cardiff like I have, driving force, front foot, second balls. Let's not forget how Neil Warnock play.
Okay.
I think the ideal one available.
Arter is that you're putting Arter there in the starting team. Everyone back.
Him, Hendrick, or him and Brady. It depends if you want to stick with this type of system.
Okay.
I think James McCarthy is the best
one.
we have.
Okay.
Because he has the mobility and he also has the awareness of screening, positions to pick up when the ball's down the far end to stop counter-attacks. And I would expect now with his time out of the game with the injury that there will be a level of maturity and a real appetite to come and impact it, because he's getting to that age now where you're thinking, come on. We've been saying that for a few years, but he's certainly capable.
So come March, if you've McCarthy here at the base, if you have, let's say we sit down and go, do you know what, in Euro 2016 it worked. Let's put in Brady and let's put in Hendrick and let's see, can we recapture a bit of something?
Yeah, and you're saying about...
that wouldn't be a bad three then.
No, not at all. And you're saying about Cyrus Christie gets a pass because it's not his position. I'm on board with that.
Martin O'Neill doesn't get a pass for that, but Cyrus Christie does.
Yeah. Brady, Hendrick, Arthur, whoever it is, at the moment, go back to the conference levels. That is why they are not getting on the ball in these areas, because they are so low in conference. And even when they are getting on the ball, the confidence to play that pass just isn't there.
But never mind play the pass, they don't even turn to look for the pass.
I think Jeff Hendrick did the other night.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I thought he tried the other night. It was better than his performance against Denmark. I prefer him in that position. I don't like him as a number 10. Again, what Gary Breen mentioned, he's played it for Burnley.
Yeah.
And now he's been sacrificed with them going to a 4-4-2. He's not playing regularly for them in a two-man midfield,
well,
legs and energy.
Hendrick made the point this week that he this is where he wants to play.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to be there. He said, people are judging me off Euro 2016. In Euro 2016, I was in a 3.
Yeah.
And I was there. It was McCarthy and Brady, wasn't it?
Yeah, McCarthy, Brady and Hendrick.
So actually, people are judging me when I'm in McCarthy's position. They're judging me when we're playing a different formation. I'm somewhere else.
Wes's position.
Wes's position. Hendrick has said, put me there in a 3. One of the two more forward-thinking players. McCarthy there. I mean, that'll give you a bit of cause for hope for March. That's a positive.
Little bit. See, I told you we'd get some.
There you go.